stilettos in the ghetto.
A lot of brothers be saying, how come we don't have no response from the woman? We want to see what their views and opinion is. And what I'm asking them today is their role and responsibility to their man. What is your role as a black woman to your community, to your child, and to your black man? You see? So let's build on that. What do you think today issue is with our black women today, brother?
A lot of the issue is us, man. That's primarily the issue, the fact that we don't see them in the appropriate light.
Right.
We have, at times we allow ourselves to become too one-dimensional, and she's not a one-dimensional being. And we don't credit her for the other attributes that she possesses other than what is merely fleshly. Higher levels of thought, higher levels of understanding, and you have to go through her. She's the original woman, and we have to go through her to make manifest everything that we need for ourselves.
But check this out.
Vibration, the lowest frequency, because she's the answer for everything. You understand? It's like basically they got to keep her at the lowest vibration so that the consciousness won't seep through into the masculine energy, into the man, so that we become more complete. They got to do that because they know that if she awakens and she reaches the highest level that she can, we're only going to follow in her example.
Okay.
Our one-dimensional thinking, our way of dealing with our women is purely on a false masculine level, because only what we look for is to get off raw emotion with her. We see her as a sexual vessel. We're like, oh, yo, you know what? We get built up with a bunch of energy. I need to go get some pussy.
And that's why the world sees her as that.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, the thing about it is, she's supposed to be a seductive nature is a part of our women, a part of the black woman, a part of the African woman.
The house of consciousness.
But at the same token, she's a brilliant creator. She has other things that she possesses that are a perfect balance of what is your masculinity. And she'll help you get more in tune. She'll help you become more in tune with the feminine aspect that you need to acquire on a spiritual level to actually form a spiritual union with her that holds nothing, that doesn't only pertain to the physical world. And brothers don't understand that. A lot of them get involved in overt masculinity. You understand this false sense of what is masculine energy, where they think it's being tough, rough, and all this and that. And they put themselves in jeopardy or in endangerment, because that woman that they're looking to, she ends up receiving energy from them that's only sexual or only on that level.
Right.
And then they become more or less a problem. They become a problem for themselves.
Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was very wise, one of the wisest among us. Keep in mind that he was in Noble Drew Ali's temple. He was also in the Masonic temple. He was also in the Garvey movement. So when Farad came to give some of these lessons, which Farad himself says are very near correct, the lessons of the lessons is to learn your lesson as to where they came, because some of that food has been poison as well. Okay, we got to understand who Master Farad Muhammad is and is not. So those of us who are worshiping Master Farad Muhammad as a God, it's not really living the life of a Muslim. We're going to go there. Pardon me.
Right.
Pardon me. We're going to go there. We're going to understand that Honorable Elijah Muhammad was no fool.
That's right.
And he had his sons that go into different places to report calls from posts more distant from the temple than the messenger's own. A lot of these people out here that's 40 and under aren't really following the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Too young to know him. So as you pontificate and rhyming and singing and songing, you're really not getting to no nucleus of nothing. Because you got to understand that Master Farad Muhammad himself, the only picture that is around is him reading the Holy Quran. So if you can't even find the lessons in the Holy Quran, then you can't even decipher which prophets are saying what, where, when, how, and how, and why. Let's take some of these lessons that are in the Supreme Wisdom. They come from the Circle 7 Quran, from Noble Drew Ali. And those who are registered Muslims don't even know that.
Because, see, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Exactly.
And the enemy knew that he had to take control of the mind and heart of the black woman.
That's right.
Because it is through the woman that that child is shaped before the child even gets here in the womb. The biology, the chemistry of the woman woman. The food that she's eating, the thoughts that she's thinking goes down into the womb of that child. So if she's thinking like a slave, she gonna make a slave. If she's not properly connected to God as who he really is, but connected to a false God, a false ideology, a false religion, and told that you need somebody else to save you from what you need to do to save yourself, in proper connection with the true and living supreme creator, by whatever name you call him, then if he's ruling my mind, or negative energy, whatever you want to call it, is ruling my mind, now who's ruling my baby? Through me. You know, you have an English lesson C1 of the Supreme Wisdom lessons. It says, why does he fear now since he's a big man? That question is asked in our lessons, and the response is because he was taught to eat the wrong food. Well, where did he get the food from? It's not stated. It's not stated. But when you study, you begin to see the nuances and the lessons in the lessons. Women are feeding men, and we're bringing you food. And that's probably the sign and symbol even in the Garden of Eden. Eve brought Adam that apple. That's symbolic, because trees don't have knowledge. People have knowledge. So I'm not getting spooky about he ate a fruit and no.
Nah, there's no spooky.
No. Right. It's giving us a picture. Right.
All right, let me see. What we dealing with
Was
today?
I being clear on what
No,
I'm
you
saying?
was excellent. You was perfectly
Okay.
clear.
It's a lot to say.
I want some of that. Building and building and building on something that doesn't exist is floating around and meditating in the cloud like a tumbleweed. The messenger didn't teach that. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, and that's why I see the cause and the effect of my action. I choose my words wisely, because I built things on solid ground, including a mosque. I don't just deal with conversation so you can get the hand clap and the phone number and the meeting later. You can still go to the mosque that I built. It stands today erect. You can walk your foot in it. We, the Nation of Islam, who are true believers, don't lose no time dealing with conversation. Words like unity, power, love, they're vague, they're esoteric.
Talk to me about the relationship of the black man and
The
woman.
black
Let's deal
man
with
and the
that.
black woman in America was broken how? You have the first 55 years of slavery that even the oppressor don't talk about. Let me give you a couple examples. Okay?
Yeah.
You get a black man from Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Benin, Angola, and Ghana, and you put him on a boat, bring him to America, and then you make him mate with a woman other than his tribe, such as a woman from Senegal, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Niger, and Mali, and you take the baby and you separate those parents from those children. They don't know their mother tongue, they don't know their food, they don't know their language. No love in the world will be able to connect with their mother tongue, their genetics, their land, their culture, their God.
So this is a part of the destruction of the black race.
Destruction of the love in and of itself by the crossbreeding of other tribes of Africa who would not otherwise breed themselves by themselves.
See, we were broken. Going back to the Willie Lynch, we were broken, and then we were taught how to break you. That's where I was going. Before my sister came in.
I didn't want you to go there. That's why.
Because, and when I said we're feeding the black man as mothers, see, we were so scared for you to lose your life.
Right.
We watched you hung. I'm getting emotional. We watched you hung. We had babies in our womb, and they made us watch you, tied you to 4 horses and shot up. We had to watch you destroy. They made us watch you destroy so that we wouldn't continue to look to you for support.
Right.
We wouldn't look to you for leadership. We wouldn't look to you for maintenance, because we were forced to watch you broken, destroyed. So we were made to look to the great man. He would be our new God. He would be our new ruler. He would be our new man, our new maintainer, because you were broken. And then he made us through the Willie Lynch and through that whole system of breaking the nigger woman.
Right.
Use the language, but that's what it says.
That's what they call it,
And
right?
the nigger man for good economics.
The house of consciousness will continue.
Forgive me. I forgive you, will you forgive me? I forgive you, will you forgive me? I forgive you, will you forgive me?
And that's your balance, because if you don't get to those relationships, those initial relationships, when you go to having a mate, it's going to be the same relationship. It's the same relationship recycled. You said, I married my father, he wasn't there, so you get a man who's not going to be there, who's not going to be loving. Who's a rolling stone. Whatever you're angry about, history repeats itself through your relationship, and then you have children in that relationship, and those children carry that same sin, and it stays in the bloodline of the family until you can get to your own personal healing. So let's say this: the power to heal me, is within me.
Is within me.
And I have the mighty power.
And I have the mighty power
to heal myself.
to heal myself.
Now, all relationships are all you, so you can forgive everybody right now. All your relationships are your creation. You say, oh no, that cannot be my creation. Yes, it is. It's your conscious or subconscious mind that you create the relationships from. Relationships are lessons. Once you get the lesson, you get the blessing, and then you're free. So I'm going to tell everybody, we're going to take a group bath right now. Everybody in the tub. Now, boom. Now, we have our crystals, we have our sacred stones, we have our Florida water, we have our frankincense and myrrh, we have our prayers, and we're going to just drop all that waste into the tub, which is our emotional blockage. And all you have to do is pull up that anger for that particular individual. And you're going to see that individual as you. And you're going to ask, what lesson did you come to bring me? Listen. Ask that question right now. Anyone at any point, just ask, what lesson did you come to bring me? What lesson? Now, do you hear it? So at least one of you out of everyone heard it. What lesson did he or she came to bring you? Do you hear it? What is it? Sister Nicole, what lesson?
To put myself first.
Okay, you got the lesson then. Because that relationship did not put you first. But you know what? Sometimes we'll make promises to ourselves that we don't even keep. Right? How many times have we say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then you don't do it? So if somebody promised you something, I love you, I'm going to be with you, I'm going to always support you, and then they don't, you get angry at them. But you already didn't keep your word with yourself, so you have compassion for them not keeping their word, because they're really showing you a part of you that you need to heal. So don't waste any more time being angry. Just get to what is the lesson, and then get your detox going, and get with your gateways, and begin to flush and cleanse and purify and listen from within, and you'll be spiritually guided how to overcome and not repeat that cycle.
I would have to say that a lot of my, all my strength comes from God, but eating, I've noticed that when I eat, right, when I don't eat junk food, when I don't indulge in gossip, when I stay in an enlightened place and I seek God, I feel better. And that's my honestly God truth. That's not cliche. I'm not just telling y'all that. But like honestly, like this morning I wasn't feeling good. I ate a salad. And like the light and what comes from the sun, but light and what, you know what I mean? So take care of yourself.